But even more so, even if he did not do everything, right now, there is so much needed in that district.
Yes.
That there has to be a change because what has been going on has not worked, and that's my bigger point. It's so yeah, he's been there forever, and everybody knows that, but like. There is so many things going on. I mean, with regards to the cancer cluster, with regards to the schools, with regards to voter turnout. That's another thing. You know, I called. He was on NPR when they had broke quorum, and you know, my point was, look.
I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked he went with him.
Oh well, yeah. And I called up there. I called the radio. I was like, now that y'all are out of state, y'all come back every session. And said we got vouchers shoved down our throat this session. We got the CRT anti-CRT bill shoved down our throat. While you were the education chair, by the way. We got, now we're getting redistricting shoved down our throat. And y'all leave every session and y'all come back and say, we don't have the numbers. And the question is, what point do you say, how do we get the numbers in our favor? And districts like mine, a lot of undervoting goes on. So the question is, how the heck do you get more people involved? Like, so last year was the presidential year, should have been the biggest year, right? 134,000 people that are of age to vote in our district. Yeah. 96,000 are registered to vote, 56,000 voted.
Yeah.
That's the presidential cycle.
Yeah.
So that's the high mark.
Well, and I mean, if you look at it, and I would argue this, like, I've lived in other places, and I've worked in like 26 of the 50 states, right? Everywhere else, there are exciting down ballot races.
Right.
In Michigan, they have term limits in the legislature.
Right.
So what it does is it creates an opportunity for there to be new reasons for you to be excited to vote.
Correct.
I actually ran for state rep in Michigan, and one of the highlights was like these guys that used to hang outside of the corner store, and I mean they were doing all kinds of stuff, but they would be excited to see me. They would be like, "Hey man, this the senator. This that dude. Rail, come over here and talk to my auntie. You know, like this is the way that you do it. It cannot just be because who's excited about getting a ballot where everyone, all the incumbents are in?
Correct.
Everyone who has relationships. Oh, I know such and such, and we have to get around this gatekeeping system.
That's another thing too. I mean, so we see what's going on right now in 18, and that is not how we want to do. And I was talking to them earlier. I was like, we should not have a political system that is kind of like Big Mama dying without a will,
right?
And you have 20 people fighting over the property.
Well, Big Mama died, and then Big Daddy died.
Yeah, and there's 20 people fighting over the property.
And then there's 20 people fighting over the property. It's down in probate.
Yeah,
we got cousins from Louisiana that's coming.
Yeah.
Saying that this is their mama name. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, a lot of reasons. So to your original point, what am I doing different? I've done some surveys and realized a big part is more people need to know me. I just ran, and it still is only a third of people who actually recognize my name.
Yeah.
So I got some work to do in that regard. Yeah. I'm raising money, so I appreciate that check.
Yes.
And if anybody wants to give a check, you can get that check too.
Yeah.
But that the message is to get the actual message out. So yes, in addition to. And what people are looking for, I also did a survey. What are people looking for? They're looking for opportunity. And that's why my whole message is centered around opportunity. They want opportunity for themselves and their kids to get some money, to get some decent health care, and then a lot of those things flow from there. So I mean, people would think education is so high because that's what a lot of his priorities have been. But it's like it was a distant third. We're talking about almost 40% on economics, mid 30s on health care, 11% on education.
Yeah.
It is the priority is. How do I have opportunity? How do I stay healthy while having those opportunities? Yeah. And then all the rest will address themselves.
And then what's really interesting with me when it comes to politics, most people are not really into politics.
That's true.
And I would compare it to football. Like, I don't even know. If you were to say, Durrel, I'll give you $100,000 if you name 5 Houston Rockets. I can't name one. Literally.
Oh, you mean Texans?
Or Texans. Give me Texans. I can't name 5, right? I can't. And so, but I can name every member of the Harris County Commissioners Court.
Right.
And what year and what percentages they got in and Lena's numbers in 20. Somebody was sitting in here, one of the episodes, trying to argue with me. I was like, no, it was 50 point. I know. So for those that aren't there, look at the winning, especially nationally, right? Hope, change, right?
Right.
And then you look on the other side and you see what they say. It's very clear. You know, I'm organizing a TEDx event, and what's really interesting is I'm learning more about like the way that people communicate and the way that people are receptive to communication. I mean, if you got to think about it. There have been times, and those of y'all who follow me on social media have probably seen this. I can be very facetious intentionally. I'll ask a question I know the answer to because I want people in the comments to light it up, right? I'll say something like, well, but with the school vouchers, can't people just open new schools? I literally asked that. People were ready to reach through the computer. I'm like, no, I'm doing it for a reason because that's the way, in my opinion, that you change hearts and minds, like through very clear. And I would have been hitting Harold. Harold's closing our schools. Harold did this. Representative Dutton did this. Representative Dutton is the reason why. Like, I mean, and I know it feels uncomfortable because he's this revered figure. And a lot of times we don't make it popular or even acceptable to push back against revered figures. I push back against Turner, and people be in my inbox. I'm like, I didn't cuss him out.
Right.
He's the mayor.
Well, but you deserve. It don't matter, and you know this. No matter what office you're in, you should be checked,
and you should be able to say, and you should be able to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You should be able to defend yourself.
Right.
And if you can't, then it's time to go. And I look at it like this: if I put something on Facebook that make you pissed off, and you're a state rep, you're a state senator. We need to bring your ass back from Austin, because if you can't take this, then I know what you're doing with negotiating for our community.
Correct.
You can't take it, because if you can't take this, and this is bubble gum, this is hopscotch. If you can't do this, come home. Right. Come home, play with your grandkids.